How did one sentence in my hallway turn into divorce papers being handed to me in front of my co-workers? Why did he look calm while I felt like the floor moved under me? What happens when the bad guy stops arguing and starts doing everything the legal way? Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible stories. My name is Eustacia Reed. I was 33 then, and I worked as a marketing coordinator for a mid-sized company downtown. I liked plans. I liked attention. I liked being seen as the smart one in the room. I also liked feeling wanted, even when I pretended I did not need it. My husband, Graham Reed, was 35. He was an engineer who came home with the same calm face every day. People called him steady. I called him boring. When I told myself my life was small, I blamed him for it. That night, I had already decided I deserved a little space. I had told myself it was not cheating in my heart if it was only talking for months first. I kept saying it was just a mistake that grew legs. I said I was tired of being invisible. I said I was tired of asking for warmth like it was a favor. Noah came by after dinner. He worked with one of our vendors and always had a reason to drop something off. I let him in because I liked how he looked at me. I liked how my phone lit up when his name showed. I liked how easy it was to be the main character again. I did not plan for Graham to come home early. I heard keys before I saw him. It was a small sound, but it cut the air. The hallway light clicked on. Then I saw Graham in the doorway. His eyes moved from me to Noah and back to me, like his brain was trying to make a safe story. He asked what was going on. I said he was misunderstanding. He asked why Noah was here. I said it was work stuff and he was being dramatic. Noah tried to step back, but he looked trapped too. I remember thinking it was unfair that I had to deal with two weak men at once. Graham asked if I had cheated. I said he was accusing me without proof. I said he always needed control. I said he understood nothing about pressure. I was talking fast, like speed could turn wrong into right. He did not shout. That made me angry. I wanted noise. Noise would make him the bad one. Calm made him look reasonable, and I could not accept that. He asked if Lily was asleep. I said she was asleep, and he should not wake her with his mood. He asked Noah to leave. I said he could not boss people around. Then I turned to Graham, and my mouth went first. He stepped closer, but not in a threatening way. It was like he wanted to see my face, like he wanted the truth to show itself. He asked me to talk. I said he needed to get out of my face. I said he was crowding me. I said he was acting scary, even though he was standing there with his hands open. Noah left fast after that. He said something quiet to me. I said I would call him later. I did not look at Graham when the door shut. I focused on my own breath like I was the one who had been hurt. Graham walked into the kitchen and put his keys down in a straight line. That detail still makes me mad when I remember it. It was too neat. It was like he was collecting himself instead of falling apart for me. He asked if this had been going on long. I said time did not matter because the real problem was his coldness. He asked if I was blaming him. I said I was explaining. He asked me to stop twisting things. I said he was twisting them by acting like a victim. He said he would sleep in the guest room. He said they would talk in the morning, and they would talk with care because Lily was in the house. I hated that he used the word care. I wanted him to say something ugly so I could repeat it later. I followed him to the hallway and told him he could not just leave me with this mess. He asked what mess. I said he knew exactly what I meant. I said he pushed me away for years, and this was the result. I said respect follows results, and I had results. That sentence felt powerful in my mouth. He went upstairs anyway. I heard the guest room door close. It was not a slam. It was soft, like a decision. I stood in the kitchen and stared at the counter. 2 mugs were on the drying rack. I moved mine closer to the coffee machine and left his where it was. I told myself it was his choice to be distant. Later, when I walked past the living room, I saw his phone screen light up. A calendar reminder flashed for 1 second. It said, meeting, personal. There was a time under it, like 10 a.m. I told myself it was work. I told myself I did not care. Still, my chest tightened. I went to the bedroom and tried to sleep, but my mind kept running. I pictured him telling people. I pictured his mother judging me. I pictured my friends asking questions I did not want to answer. So I did what I always did. I moved first. I texted Maribel. She asked what happened. I said Graham came in angry and made a scene. She asked if I was safe. I said he got in my face and I had to tell him to back off. I did not say Noah's name. I did not say what Graham actually saw. Then I texted my sister, Kara. She asked if I was serious. I said she should not take his side. She said I should think about Lily. I said Lily would be fine if Graham stopped acting hurt. In the morning, Graham did not come into the bedroom. He made Lily breakfast like normal. He asked Lily about school. She said she wanted pancakes. He flipped pancakes without looking at me. The quiet felt like a punishment, so I decided it was a punishment. He asked me if I could do drop-off. I said yes and acted like I was being generous. He asked if we could talk later when Lily was not around. I said there was nothing to talk about if he kept blaming me. He nodded once, like he was putting my words in a box. When he walked out to the driveway, he did not speed. He did not throw anything. He just got into his car, sat still for a moment, and then drove away. I watched from the window and felt heat rise in my face. I told myself he was leaving to make me look bad. I told myself he was going to run to people and cry. I told myself I was still the one with power because I could shape the story first. I picked up my phone again, and my thumb hovered over my social apps. I did not post yet, but I stared at the blank space where my words would go. In my head, I already heard the comments calling me brave. I already saw Graham as the villain in a picture I had not even shared. I went to work the next day like the house did not matter. I told myself I was strong. I told myself I had done nothing worse than choose happiness. I also told myself Graham would calm down if I acted normal. That was my rule. If I stayed steady, the other person had to break first. In the elevator, I checked my phone 10 times. Maribel had already sent 5 messages. She asked if I slept. I said I barely did. She asked if he was still mad. I said he was being cold on purpose. She said I should not let him scare me. I said he did not scare me, he annoyed me. I liked the way that sounded. When I walked into the open office, I forced a smile. People looked up because they always looked up. I was good at being noticed. I felt my cheeks tighten as I said good morning to everyone, like I was walking on a stage. Noah was already there, leaning near the coffee area, like he belonged. He asked if I was okay. I said my husband was overreacting. He asked if I wanted to talk later. I said I was fine, but I would text. I knew I was keeping him close. I told myself it was smart. At my desk, I opened my laptop and stared at my tasks. The words on the screen blurred. My mind kept replaying Graham's face in the hallway. Not angry, just changed. I hated that part. If he had yelled, I could have said he was unstable. If he had cried, I could have said he was weak. But he had done neither. Around mid-morning, a co-worker named Tessa stopped by. She asked if everything was okay at home. I said yes, just marriage stuff. She asked if I needed help with anything. I said I was fine, but Graham had been acting strange. I said he was jealous and had trust issues. I said he watched me too much. None of that felt like a lie while I said it. I only needed it to feel true. Tessa asked what happened. I said he came home early and started accusing me. I said he got in my space and made me feel unsafe. I watched her eyes change when I said unsafe. I noticed the word worked. I stored that away. At lunch, I went outside and called Kara. She asked if I told Mom. I said not yet. She asked if Graham knew it was serious. I said he did not know anything, he guessed. Kara told me I should stop twisting the story. I said she was being dramatic. She asked if Lily saw anything. I said no. Lily was asleep, and Graham was the one making it messy. Kara said I needed to think about what I was doing. I said I had thought for years. When I got home after work, Graham was in the kitchen with Lily. Lily was drawing at the table. Graham asked how my day was. I said fine. I asked how his day was. He said fine. It was too flat. I felt like I was talking to a wall. Lily asked if we were eating together. I said yes. Graham asked Lily about school. Lily said she had a star sticker. I smiled at Lily and told her I was proud. Then I looked at Graham like he should notice I was still a good mother. He did not react. After dinner, Graham asked if we could talk in the living room. I said we could talk, but he needed to stop acting like a judge. He asked if I would answer simple questions. I said he could try. He asked if Noah had been in the house. I said people come by for work sometimes. He asked if I understood why that sounded wrong. I said he was choosing to hear it wrong. He asked if I was denying it. I said I was denying his version. He asked why I told him to get out of my face. I said because he was pushing me and it felt aggressive. He said he had not touched me. I said touching is not the only way to threaten someone. I could hear my own logic, and I liked it because it gave me the higher ground. He asked what I wanted now. I said I wanted respect. He asked what respect looked like. I said it looked like him trusting me and not questioning me like a criminal. He said trust did not work like that. I said it did in a marriage, and he had failed first. That was my favorite move. If I said he failed first, then I was not the person who broke it. He got up and walked to the hallway. I followed him because I hated losing the last word. He asked me to stop following him. I said he was avoiding responsibility. He said he was trying to keep things calm for Lily. I said Lily could not hear from her room anyway. He said Lily could feel tension. I said Lily would be fine if he stopped acting like a wounded hero. He went into the guest room and closed the door. I stood outside and waited for him to reopen it. He did not. The next morning, I noticed something small. When Graham came into the kitchen, he set his phone on the counter, and a soft beep happened. It was quick, like an app starting. I asked what that was. He said it was nothing. I asked if he was recording me. He said he was keeping notes so he did not forget things. I said that was creepy. He said he wanted clarity. I felt my skin heat up, but I smiled anyway because I did not want him to see fear. Later that day, I went to the supermarket with Lily. I wanted to feel normal. At checkout, I reached for our joint card out of habit. The screen asked for a PIN, and I froze, because I always use tap. The cashier waited. People behind me waited. I entered the PIN, and it worked, but my hands shook anyway. When I got home, I saw a neat stack of receipts on the counter, all faced the same way. Next to them was a folder with a simple label, household. Another one said utilities. I stared at the labels like they were insults. Graham walked in and saw me looking. He asked if I needed something. I said no, I was just cleaning. He asked me not to move the papers. I said I lived here too. He said he was organizing. I said he was preparing for a fight. He did not answer that. He just picked up the receipts and put them back in the folder, slow and careful. Lily walked in and asked if we could watch a movie. Graham said yes. I said yes too, like everything was fine. But while the movie played, I kept looking at Graham's hands. They were steady. His face was quiet. He was not begging. He was not shouting. He was doing something else, and I could not name it yet. I told myself it did not matter. I told myself I still had the story, and stories are power. Still, when I went to bed, I checked my phone again and again, waiting for Noah to message, waiting for Maribel to cheer me up, waiting for Graham to crack. Maribel said I needed a night out, and I agreed fast. I told myself I deserved fun after what he put me through. That was how my mind worked then. If I felt bad, someone else had to be the reason. I chose a rooftop bar because it looked good on camera. I wore a dress that made me feel like a different person. I told myself I was not doing it to hurt Graham. I said I was doing it to remember who I was, but I knew the truth in the back of my head. I wanted him to see me smiling without him. Before I left, Graham asked where I was going. I said I was meeting friends. He asked who. I said it was not a police interview. He asked what time I would be back. I said I did not know, and he should not act like my parent. He said Lily had school. I said he could handle one morning. He said he would, and his voice stayed even. That calm made me want to push harder. At the bar, Maribel hugged me and said I looked amazing. Dylan was there too, and a few other friends from our couple group. They asked how I was holding up. I said I was finally breathing again. Maribel asked if Graham was still playing victim. I said yes, and I rolled my eyes like it was funny. I liked the way people leaned in when I spoke. I liked being the one with the story. I said Graham was cold for years. I said I begged for effort and got silence. I said a woman cannot die slowly just to keep a man comfortable. I noticed heads nod. I noticed phones on the table. I told myself I was winning. Then Noah showed up. He acted like it was a surprise. He said he was in the area with a client. He asked if he could join for one drink. I said yes, like it was normal. I told myself nobody could judge me because I was already judged at home. That was another trick I used. If I named the shame first, I thought it could not hurt me. Maribel smiled too wide when she saw Noah. She asked if he was the reason Graham got so mad. I laughed and said Graham got mad at anything that made me happy. Noah asked if my husband was controlling. I said yes, and I said it like a fact. Someone took a short video of us clinking glasses. Maribel told me to hold my chin up. I did. I tilted my face toward the city lights. I made sure my smile looked effortless. I told myself it was not about Graham. Still, I checked if the angle would show my ring. I kept it on. I like confusing signals. Confusion kept people from asking the right questions. Later, my phone buzzed. Graham asked if I could come outside for a minute. I said he should not show up and make a scene. He said he was not inside. He said he was on the street, and Lily was with him in the car because she could not sleep. My stomach tightened for half a second, then pride covered it. I went down anyway, because I did not want him to think he could summon me. I walked out to the entrance with my shoulders back. The night air felt sharp. Graham stood by his car with Lily in the back seat. Lily waved weakly. Graham asked if we could talk without the crowd. I said he was doing this on purpose. He asked why Noah was with me. I said Noah was a friend, and Graham needed to stop acting jealous. He said jealousy was not the point. I said it always was with him. He asked me to come home so Lily could settle. I said Lily was fine. He said Lily had been crying. I said that was because he was upsetting her. I watched his face change slightly, like pain moved under his skin, but he still did not raise his voice. That made me feel less powerful, so I tried a different move. I said he was embarrassing me. I said he was needy. I said he should stop performing. He asked what I meant by performing. I said he was acting calm so people would feel sorry for him. He said he did not want people involved. I said he should have thought of that before he tried to control me. A couple of people from the bar drifted near the door and pretended they were not listening. I saw them. I wanted them to hear. I wanted witnesses. Graham asked if I planned to stay out with Noah. I said I could do what I wanted. He said we had a child and a marriage. I said marriage does not mean prison. He said he never treated it like prison. I said he treated it like a schedule, and I was tired of living like a calendar. He looked at me for a long moment, then he glanced at Lily. He asked Lily if she wanted to go home. Lily said yes. He told Lily they would go home now, and he would read her a story. He asked me one last time if I was coming. I said I was staying. I said he could not force me. He nodded once. He said they would talk tomorrow about Lily's routine. He said he would not fight with me in the street. I wanted him to say he loved me. I wanted him to say he needed me. He did not. He walked around the car, buckled Lily in again, even though she was already buckled, and shut the door gently. That careful movement irritated me. It looked like control, like practice. As he got into the driver's seat, I saw his phone screen light up for a second. It showed a notification, but I could not read it. I only saw the top line, like, follow up. Then the screen went dark. He drove out of the parking area without spinning tires or honking. The car moved like he had all the time in the world. I stood there watching, and for the first time that night, I felt a small pinch of fear. It was not fear of him, it was fear of what he was becoming. I went back upstairs and acted loud again. I told the table Graham was trying to control me in public. Maribel said he was pathetic. Dylan laughed too fast. Noah asked if I was okay. I said I was better than okay, I was free. But when I went to the restroom alone, I looked at my face in the mirror, and my smile slipped. I remembered Lily's small wave. I told myself Lily would get over it. I told myself kids adapt. I told myself I was still right. On the ride home later, I opened my phone and scrolled through the video someone posted. I watched myself clink glasses and smile at the lights. I read the comments from friends saying I looked happy. Then I saw one comment from someone I barely knew, asking where my husband was. I did not reply. I just stared at the screen until it dimmed, and I felt the night turn cold in my chest. School pickup became my new stage. It was the one place where adults watched without speaking. They smiled, but they noticed. I came late that day on purpose, because I wanted Graham to feel the stress. In my mind, stress was proof that he still cared. When I pulled into the pickup line, Lily was already waiting with her backpack. Ms. Patel stood near the gate with a clipboard. She looked at me like she was measuring my face. She asked if everything was okay at home. I said yes, just a busy week. She said Lily had been quiet and distracted. I said Lily was sensitive and she would bounce back. Ms. Patel asked if there were changes in routine. I said Graham was making changes to prove a point. Ms. Patel said children did better with stability. I said I agreed, and then I blamed Graham again in my head. Graham arrived 2 cars behind me, right on time. He stepped out, waved at Lily, and waited. He did not look at me the way I wanted. He looked past me, like I was weather. When Lily got in my car, she asked if Dad was mad. I said no, Dad was just tired. She asked why Dad slept in the other room. I said Dad liked his space. She said she did not like the guest room door being closed. I said it was fine and she should not worry. Her voice went small anyway. At a stoplight, my phone buzzed with a text from Graham. He said he would pick Lily up on Friday and drop her off Sunday evening. He said it would help her have a calm weekend. He asked if I could confirm by text, so there was no confusion. I stared at the words and felt insulted. I told myself he was treating me like a coworker. I told myself he was punishing me with structure. I replied that he was acting controlling. He replied that he was acting clear. The word clear annoyed me more than any insult would have. That afternoon, I drove Lily to Diane's house because it was her turn to visit her grandmother. Diane opened the door and smiled at Lily first, not at me. That small choice felt like a slap. Diane asked how Lily was sleeping. I said fine. Diane asked if Lily had been eating well. I said yes. Diane asked if we were keeping the same bedtime. I said mostly. Then Diane asked if I had been bringing new people around Lily. My throat tightened. I asked what she meant. She said she wanted to know if Lily was meeting strangers. I said Diane was being dramatic. Diane said she was being careful. I told her Graham was filling her head. Diane said Graham did not need to fill anything because he had eyes and ears. I asked if she was calling me a liar. She said she was calling the situation serious. I wanted to argue louder, but Lily was in the room. Lily ran to the living room to show her drawings. Diane stayed in the kitchen with me and lowered her voice. She said we could disagree, but we could not use Lily like a rope in a game. I said nobody was using Lily, and then I blamed Graham for making Lily a topic. Diane said Lily was always the topic because Lily was the child. On Diane's counter, I noticed a sticky note stuck to the side of a small bowl. It said, "Bring forms." The handwriting looked like Graham's. Diane saw me looking and moved the bowl slightly, like she did not want me studying it. When Graham arrived to pick Lily up later, he came alone. He greeted Diane, then greeted Lily, then nodded at me like I was a neighbor. He asked if Lily had her school sweater. I said yes. He asked if Lily had her allergy medicine. I said yes. He asked if Lily's library book was in her bag. I said yes. The questions felt like a test. While he helped Lily with her backpack, I saw his keyring. There was a new key on it, silver and clean. I asked what that was. He said it was for storage. I asked what storage. He said it was just storage for household items. He did not explain more. He did not have to. I felt my control slipping anyway. In the car on the way home, Lily asked if she could stay with Dad for many days. I asked why she wanted that. She said Dad's house was quiet. She said Dad read stories. She said Dad did not talk fast. My hands gripped the steering wheel harder. I told myself she was only saying that because Graham was bribing her with calm. That night, I called my mother, Pamela. I told her Diane was acting cold. Pamela asked what Diane said. I told her Diane accused me of being careless. Pamela said Diane was trying to steal my child. I felt relief hearing that. If Pamela called it theft, then I was the hero again. Then I called Cara. Cara asked why I kept escalating. I said I was defending myself. Cara said I was defending an affair, not myself. I said it was not an affair. It was complicated. Cara asked if I heard myself. I said she was judging me like everyone else. Cara said Lily needed adults to stop competing. I said Lily needed a mother who was not controlled. Later, in the home stairwell, I confronted Graham when he came by to drop off Lily's overnight bag. I chose the stairwell because it felt private, like I could press him there without witnesses. I asked if he was trying to take Lily away from me. He said he was trying to make a plan. I asked why everything had to be in writing. He said writing prevented fights. I said he wanted to build a case. He said he wanted to avoid confusion. I stepped closer and asked if he had talked to someone about divorce. He looked at me for a moment, then looked down the stairs, like he was checking if Lily could hear. He said he was focusing on what was proper. He said he was not going to scream or beg. He said he would do things the right way. I told him he was acting like a stranger. He said I had made choices that changed the marriage. I told him he pushed me there. He said he did not push me into someone else's arms. I said he pushed me into loneliness. He said loneliness did not require lying. He walked past me with Lily's bag in his hand. I followed him into the kitchen and saw the counter had changed again. There were separate mugs, placed on opposite sides. There was a neat pile of papers near the fridge, face down. On the edge of the table, a shared tablet lit up for a second with a small cloud message. File uploaded successfully. I asked what he was uploading. He said it was family records. I asked what records. He said schedules, receipts, and notes. He said it was normal to keep track. I said it was not normal, it was revenge. He said it was responsibility. Lily walked in, rubbing her eyes, and asked why we sounded sharp. Graham lowered his voice right away and said everything was okay. I forced a smile and said everything was okay too. Lily looked between us like she did not believe either of us. When Graham left, the guest room door clicked shut behind him again. I stood in the kitchen alone, staring at the cloud icon like it was a warning light. I told myself I was still the one with the story. But for the first time, I wondered if my story could survive a timeline. I decided we needed a public dinner. I told myself it was for Lily, so she could see family. I also told myself it would prove something. If Graham sat at a long table and still looked small, then I could believe my version again. We met at a family restaurant on a Friday night. It had bright lights and loud plates. People talked over each other. It was the kind of place where anyone could watch you without trying. My mother, Pamela, came early and sat beside me. She asked if I was ready to stand my ground. I said I was. My sister Cara came too, but she looked tense. She asked if I had to make it a group event. I said it was normal to eat with family. Cara said it did not feel normal. I said she was overthinking. Maribel arrived like a spotlight. She hugged me and said I looked strong. Dylan came behind her and gave me a quick smile that did not reach his eyes. He asked how Graham was doing. I said Graham was acting cold and strange. Maribel said he was trying to punish me. I said yes, and I let my voice carry. Graham came in with Lily a few minutes later. He held Lily's hand, and Lily walked close to him like she was used to that now. Graham greeted everyone politely. He asked how people were. He did not ask me how I was. That felt like an insult, even though it was just silence. We sat at the long table. Lily sat between Graham and Diane, who had joined to help with Lily. Diane kept her voice soft with Lily. She asked Lily about school and drawings. Lily answered in small sentences and looked down at her plate. I watched them, and I told myself Diane was taking my place. I told myself it was unfair. I ignored the part of me that knew Diane was only being steady for Lily. When the waiter came, Graham ordered something simple for Lily. He asked about Lily's allergy, and he checked the menu without fuss. I wanted him to slip. I wanted him to forget something. I wanted proof that he was not as perfect as he looked. Maribel started talking about glow-ups and new beginnings. She asked if I felt free. I said I finally felt seen. I said I had carried the marriage on my back for years. Pamela nodded hard and said, "A woman should not beg for love." Cara looked at her napkin like she wanted to disappear. Dylan tried to change the subject, but Maribel pushed it back. She asked Graham if he understood why I was unhappy. Graham said he understood I was unhappy, but he did not agree with my choices. He said it calmly, like a fact, not like a fight. That calm made me angry again. I leaned forward and made my voice sweet. I said he always talked like he was above feelings. I said he hid behind being reasonable. I said he made me lonely in my own home. I watched the table react. Some faces turned toward me. That attention felt like oxygen. Graham looked at Lily and asked if she wanted more water. He poured it for her slowly. He did not answer me right away. I felt my cheeks heat because he was refusing my stage, so I pushed harder. I said he treated marriage like a checklist. I said he cared more about schedules than people. I said he forced me to live small, and then acted shocked when I reached for air. I said anyone would have done the same. I did not say Noah's name. I did not say the word cheating. I wrapped it in needs and years. Diane set her fork down and asked me to stop. She said Lily was right there. I said I was only being honest. Diane said honesty did not mean cruelty. Pamela said Diane was judging me. Diane said she was protecting Lily. The table tightened. Lily looked up and asked why everyone sounded mad. Graham said nobody was mad at Lily. He said adults had adult problems, but Lily was safe. His voice stayed even. He did not glare at anyone. He did not threaten. He just lowered the temperature in the room like he had practice. I hated that he could do that. After dinner, I walked to the bathroom and checked my phone. I saw a missed call from an unknown number. I saw a small reminder on the calendar app on the shared account, one I did not remember adding. It said, meeting, personal. I told myself it meant nothing. Still, my stomach felt tight. When I came back, Maribel was telling Dylan that men like Graham only cared about control. Dylan gave a weak laugh and said he did not know. Cara caught my eye and shook her head slightly, like she was begging me to stop. On the drive home, Lily fell asleep fast. Graham carried her inside without waking her. He did not touch me. He did not ask where I had been. He did not ask who I was texting. He moved like the house was a quiet job. In the kitchen, I noticed the counter again. 2 mugs sat apart. A folder sat near the fridge. I could not see the papers inside, but I saw the neat edges. The printer in the hallway made a small sound, like it had just finished something. There was a faint toner smell, almost sweet and dry. I told myself it was normal. I told myself I was imagining it. Graham rinsed Lily's cup and put it away. He checked the lock on the back door. He opened a drawer and closed it with a soft click. I saw a new key on his ring again. I watched him like he was a stranger in my kitchen. I asked what he was doing with all the organizing. He asked what I meant. I said the folders, the receipts, the reminders. He said he was keeping track of the household. I said he was building a case. He said he was making sure nothing could be twisted later. That word twisted hit me hard, because it sounded like he was naming me without naming me. I stepped closer and asked if he was trying to scare me. He asked why I needed to be scared if I had done nothing wrong. I said he was turning into someone cold. He said he had been cold only because I kept pushing him into fights. I told him he was acting like a victim again. He asked me to stop performing in front of family. I said I was not performing. I said I was finally telling the truth. He looked tired for the first time in days. His shoulders dropped a little, like he had set down something heavy. He asked if we could keep things simple for Lily. I said Lily would be fine if he stopped punishing me. He said he was not punishing me. He said he was choosing peace. I tried one more time to pull him into a loud argument. I asked if he thought he could take Lily away. He said he was not taking anyone. He said he was making plans. He said he would not yell, and he would not beg, and he would not trade insults. Then he said he would handle it properly. The next Monday, I walked into my office like nothing could touch me. I told myself the weekend proved I was still in control. I told myself Graham was only acting calm to scare me, and that calm would break soon. In the lobby, a man in a plain jacket stepped into my path and asked if I was Eustacia Reed. I said yes and asked what he wanted. He said he had legal documents for me and asked me to confirm my address. I said he had the wrong person and tried to move around him. He said he was required to hand them to me, and he held out a packet. People walked past, but not fast enough. A few co-workers slowed down. I felt my face go hot. I grabbed the packet and said this was harassment. He said he was only doing his job and then walked away. I went straight to the HR room because my hands were shaking. I opened the first page and saw that Graham had filed for divorce. I stared at the words like they were a prank. I told myself he could not do this without a big fight first, but the papers did not care what I told myself. I read lines about temporary orders. I saw a schedule for Lily that started right away. I saw rules about the house and rules about spending from shared accounts until things were sorted. I saw references to records, like posts, dates and messages, listed like simple facts. I called Graham. He answered, but his voice was flat. He asked if I received the papers. I said he was trying to ruin me. He said he was trying to protect Lily and keep things lawful. I said he should talk to me like a human. He said communication would be about Lily and in writing. I told Maribel, and she said he was evil. I told Cara, and she went quiet. I called my mother, and she said I should fight. None of them sounded sure anymore. When I walked out of the building, Diane was there by the plaza with Lily's jacket folded over her arm. Diane said she was following the temporary plan, and she was here to pick Lily up today. I looked through the glass doors and saw Graham's car waiting at the curb, pointed toward the street. I tried to speak, but the words would not come, and they left without looking back.